Okay. Hi everyone. Okay. Hi everybody. Welcome to another recorded video for this channel. I've done a recorded video for the first time last time when there's the draft when there was the BPL season 2 draft for just to just evaluate things with my friends and such. And they've recently done the draft for Sound Voltex. So that was a very interesting draft. I remember I was watching the draft. I was just yelling to myself and all that, and yeah. But now we have the results. It's been a few days. The teams have started doing things. But yeah, here with me today, Southside. You can call me South, Denzel, whatever. But yeah, like here joining with me are two of my friends. First is Nagisa, right below
Oh,
here.
yo.
Hello,
Yo,
yeah.
yo, hi.
Introduce yourself.
I'm Nagisa. Uh, but most of my friends just call me Xavier. So however Denzel wants to call me, that's up to him.
That's
Nagisa or Xavier, that's cool.
exactly.
Then I'm mostly brought in because I can read Japanese. I've been doing some research on this players Twitter because I'm bored. Yeah.
Yeah. No,
And I
you're not
recognize a
bored.
lot of these like guys from like old tournaments as well. So
Yeah, he's been a long time, until just like the competitive scene of the Japanese players and such. He's a Crimson in Sound Voltex, like me too. In Crimson, I'm a Crimson in Sound Voltex. So yeah, he's a very very regular player. I brought him in for his own expertise with regards to Voltex, and of course his just general knowledge with regards to players and such. So yeah, happy to have you here, Nagisa. And yeah, I'm gonna probably introduce the second man below who has his camera on. Okay. Hello. Okay, it's Terminus. Hey,
Hello.
Terminus, introduce yourself to.
Hello everybody, you can call me Terminus. I've been playing Sound Vortex since the end of Sound Vortex 2 Infinite Infection until now. It's been a pretty crazy and fun journey thus far, and Sound Vortex is a really good game that I can't seem to put down. So
Yeah, it's a problem for all of us.
I know. And it's almost so. Every time they come up with something new, and it's just so intriguing to me. Yeah.
yeah, and unlike the two of us scrubs here, Mr. Terminus is actually Imperial. He's
That's
actually
true.
20
He is
plus
an
something.
Imperial VF 20.38 something. I forgot what.
Yeah,
It was.
yeah,
Yeah, it's just I feel like I'm not as fast as some of my peers, but you do what you can in this place.
Yeah, you
And
do what you can.
I'm just happy that I've gotten to this point where I can play songs comfortably without having the fear of wasting my credit. So
That's everyone. That's why we're all happy to get good. You can play
Indeed.
anything you want, pretty much,
Of
without
course.
any,
yeah.
that.
That's
But
the
yeah,
fun part.
when Nagisa has said he has expertise, Terminus is actually coming in quite fresh as the BPL experience. He's been following the 2DX one because it's always interesting to see esports and stuff. But yeah, he's here. He's here. He's trying to have fun, and you know what you might see these guys a lot more in the future and all that. So yeah. Oh yeah, we'll just probably go and start with the draft. The draft actually happened a couple weeks ago, I believe. Let me double check. Yes, it was a couple weeks ago. 2 weeks to the day of this recording. So, like I said, it was a very, very interesting kind of thing. It was completely different to the Sound Voltex draft. The 2DX draft. I'm sorry, but yeah, it was completely different to there, where 2DX draft they only picked the players, right?
Yep.
In Sound Voltex, and they picked 4 players, but in Sound Voltex they had to also pick their own theme song. So they picked their own theme song out of a large selection of songs that won the contest, because it's like everything in Sound Voltex is a contest. So yes, people submitted songs for the contest, and yeah, some won. In the end, they also had to do some selections in the end. So a highlight of that part was when I think about 6 or 7 teams picked the song by Tatsunoshin called Halo. They
I
picked
know.
6 or 7 of them picked the same damn song. I don't know how. So it's like, they had to basically go to luck the draw, and APINA VRAMeS got it. APINA VRAMES actually quite
Apina,
lucky.
like,
Yeah.
Gacha god, man. Even
Yeah,
in,
APINA's
like,
gacha
even like
luck
2DX
was.
BPL, man. God damn it, man.
Their gacha luck was insane, really. When I say that, they did win a lot in the when things had to come to a split, pretty much. But yeah,
Oh yeah. Okay. So talking about this draft, right? In case you guys were wondering about like how this draft system works and why is it like they got this gacha system thing, right? So the draft actually is the same as how the draft for baseball works in Japan. So every team they can draft, they can just try to fight and try to gacha the best player in that draft. Then in the end, then those players who want to fight for those teams that want to fight for the best, the so-called best player, they gacha for him lah.
Yeah,
The same
basically.
way as how you saw the draft in some Vortex and BPL. So in case any of you guys out there were wondering why this system is like such, they just copy from the Japanese baseball scene.
Oh, that's yeah. Actually, I didn't. Actually, I didn't know. Actually, I didn't know that they did that in baseball too, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Baseball really runs the lives of people there.
Yeah, because it's like I think Denzel also like follows like baseball in America. So the draft in
pretty much.
America, the baseball draft in America works differently. They have like this theory system based on how the team did
Yeah, how the
previous
teams
year.
did pretty much.
Wow.
Yeah, but in Japan it's different. In Japan the draft is like sort of like quote unquote more fair, so that you don't have like teams tanking to try and like
That makes sense.
get the best new young player up and coming young player lah. So
Yeah.
the teams are always constantly like fighting for the best players, which I think is like good for like a small scene for as such lah.
That's true.
You don't really want to be like supporting a team, then they like tank just to be like next year is our chance, that kind of deal.
Next year we're gonna pick the best guy.
Yeah, kind of deal. So you don't really want to see that in like a league, in a competitive league lah. Like even be it for like the Japanese baseball or in like BPL lah. That's why I think this draft works a lot better compared to like the American draft system lah.
Yeah, I mean, I
So-
guess an American draft system will be really, create a
Yeah.
very weird culture for the thing, and
Yeah. So
and it's pretty much what they're familiar with anyway. So yeah.
correct. So I mean, this is speaking because I know a lot of people are really like question mark why you use this system. So
Why they're a
I
gacha
just
system, right?
out here as a put out as like a info dump, like
Yeah,
this is
there.
why this system is around.
Yeah,
Actually, really
it's not.
cool.
It's,
Yeah.
it's not
Yeah,
because
yeah.
they have. It's not because they have a crippling gambling problem. It's just how they do things.
And
Okay.
like I said, as in how I explained, it ends up working better for everyone lah.
Pretty much, yeah.
In for the league. So everyone is competitive every single year in and out. You don't have it like this bottom feeders trying to like tank until they suddenly get good kind of deal. Yeah.
Right.
So it keeps all the whole league competitive as a whole, which is I think that's what we all want to see lah. We don't want to see like this every time we watch this team, then it's like, hey, fuck man, this shit man. Oh sorry, it's shit like this team is just like, oh no, they're gonna lose to every single other team kind of deal. Like, nah, you don't also.
Okay. Can you speak?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. We were talking about the theme songs earlier. I think we could probably cut that out. Sorry,
Yeah.
I'll cut
Oh yeah, sure.
I'll cut that out. Okay. So yeah. Okay. Cut then like okay. So and yeah, after with discussion with regards to the base we talked earlier about the baseball thing and how that's how they decide the draft. It will be a lot better. It'll be a lot better if it'll be a lot better. We talk about how it'll be better if they decided it like that, and instead of like the American Draft League, which is very based on just coming up on precedence on picking players, which instead of having a fair shot at every single player and then having it be luck to draw. It's not because it's not because they have a gambling problem. It's just how they do it.
Yep.
Definitely, for sure. It sounds interesting and keeps things fresh as well.
Yeah.
Definitely, yeah, man, definitely. So yeah, I guess we can probably come back to the theme songs. Sorry, we have to repeat this because I was a noob with audio, but yeah, APINA VRAMES will have Halo by Tatsunoshin. GiGO will have Starter Pistol by Mono. Game Panic will have Something No Valkyria by Ragnarok by Riki. Silk Hat selected Cuddly Cuddly by Yun Yun. Supernova Tohoku selected Brave Power Leader Voltage by Gainen. Taito Station TRADZ selected Rei Tenchi by Niwashi and Aoi. And Round 1 selected Stellar Immigration by Goto feat. Ridika, I believe, yes. And Leisureland selected Garland by Mihairu feat. Keiki. Those are gonna be the theme songs, and I assume because the theme songs were playable in 2DX, right?
2DX?
The theme songs for each team last season was playable on 2DX. There'll probably be options that you can have in Salvo Text eventually. They'll probably do like a Valkyrie generator or something with all of this thing.
I don't know. I think for this it's gonna be different because at the end of the day, these songs I believe they were contest songs that were meant to be like charted and played in the game. So I think they will enter the game somehow, some way in the near future. Maybe after, like once the team wins one match or something, or they get past a certain amount of points, then like, hey, this song get released in the arcades lah. Yeah,
Pretty
I
much.
think they might do something like that lah. Yeah.
Honestly, in my opinion, I do hope that even the songs that weren't selected actually make it into the game as well.
I think they will. I think those songs are like they'll be like the quote unquote like side read songs for like the third round. For
maybe not
right.
though. Yeah, maybe not, but could be not though. But I do hope that the songs will not go to waste. They could just be like released as regular updates because the BPL theme song thing was also a contest. It's also like they specifically specified that these could be theme songs, and I guess that's how they got into the pool of theme songs. So
Yeah. So I honestly truly believe that these songs would end up in the tournament somehow, like, as the most likely as the side read songs. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I guess we can probably start discussing the players now. Yes, the meat of the tournament. Unlike 2DX, every team will only have 3 players, and all these 3 players will be playing every single match in different combinations. I believe they'll have costs and such for sure. So you can't rely on your ace to play your final round for you, which will have most points. So the first matchup, so it'll be another 3-match setup where the first match will be the Mega Mix battle mode, which has been recently changed up, so it will be more competitively ready. I think some of you guys have seen, I think both of you have seen how it's been played in our local arcades. Our friends have done a couple of Mega Mix battles, and
definitely.
It's been.
I think we should like discuss this a bit because how the Valkyrie this new Mega Mix has
We can
changed.
probably.
I think it's like it really improved on like the old system.
They really improved on the old system. They recently.
So I think like the most important thing about the new Mega Mix is that they stopped having it be locked to 180 BPM for all the songs.
That's true. Yeah. Now there's also a lot more time in between. Also, I think.
Yeah. So all the songs are like played at their local, quote unquote, their local BPM. That like the transition will be allowed. There'll be a transition for them to like shift for the game to shift the BPM to like what the songs actually meant to be played, and not like all the songs are locked to 180 BPM.
That was one of the bigger complaints for Automation Paradise, I believe, during the wave. It's like all 180 BPM. It's like
I think like stuff like I think Sakura Mirage was like way harder because it's 180 BPM. There's like Absurd Golf, which is like 160 BPM, then you like got bumped to 180, then you're like,
and then the patterns are like
yeah. So a lot of the songs that were like slower than 180 BPM, when you shifted them out to 180 BPM, then the chart got a lot harder. Like these are the 2 more egregious examples I could think off the top of my head lah.
Yeah, and so now with that, with more time, now I think there's also more time to strategically pick your song, because in Mega Mix Battle you can pick what's the next. It's gonna be like a back and forth between you and the opposing player, and then after every round you're gonna be selecting your own. You're gonna be selecting like out of the 5 songs, which song is coming next. And then there's also the Exceed Gear power up, which will make it an X score battle instead of just a normal score battle.
Yep.
Yeah, so I think with regards to this, I think it makes the Megamix side of things a lot more strategical rather than like just pure how good you're good at hitting buttons and turning knobs.
Yeah, exactly. This is actually what they've done to Megamix is quite interesting, and it will definitely allow probably the weaker players to of each team to contribute. We can see a lot more upsets. It's very very possible. Just
Yeah, yeah.
because like we've seen.
Yeah, I agree.
Like
I
we've
agree with
seen-
that. That is what I'm actually looking for to like high level Megamix battles, cause it would be interesting to see how like they pick their songs, then how and when they activate the S crit like power up. I think it's called Exit Gear power or something, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
the
called
XC
XC
gear
gear.
power up, yeah.
Yep, it's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
XC gear power.
It'll be interesting to see when they activate it because you do need to charge it based on how well you've been doing in the
On the
previous
song, pretty
songs.
much. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's very strategic, and it could potentially lead to point losses for teams. And yeah. So okay, so that's kind of like the lowdown on the recent updates of Megamix. And then the second match will be a 2 vs 2 tag team battle. So two people will play a song each from their side, and that'll be, and it's gonna be in the 17s range. It's gonna be contested in X score, and yeah, it's gonna be 17. So interesting that they chose a tag team battle mode for out of all things. I was thinking it was gonna be like one player doing one, but I don't know. Maybe they wanted more songs to be represented there.
No. I think if the indication from like the round one like quote unquote unofficial tournament is gonna be so each team only picks one song. It's not all 4 players will pick one song. Each team picks one song. So based on like whichever pairings they pick, then they probably discuss it within themselves like
Yeah, and I
which
guess so.
17 is more favorable to them while trying to like mess up their opponents lah.
Pretty much,
Wonder-
yeah.
Yeah.
I just wonder if there's gonna be strategy cards as well.
Definitely, I think definitely should be
I-
a method like that. I would say, like,
I'm not sure about that. Like I don't know how effective strategy cards are gonna be in
Right,
some
right.
ways.
I mean,
Because-
like, yeah.
Because I think that's the thing about like strategy cards in like 2DX versus Sound Vortex, because 2DX the song pool is actually a lot more restricted than Sound Vortex.
Well,
Like-
but if you think about it, like if I was just only playing something like with one soft line change, like maybe on Harunaba, if somebody gets me like a song like what's a 70 with a lot of BPM changes.
17.
Ongaku.
Yeah,
Okay,
if they
that's
give
fair,
me if
yeah.
they give me Ongaku, I'll probably eat a lot more ass. But to be honest, so I can see like how a strategy card system would work. I guess not really. Can be used in Megamix though. It's very very odd.
No. Megamix doesn't have the strategy card for sure.
Yeah, you can't
Strategy card,
really.
if the strategy card is gonna be implemented, it's probably gonna be like the 17/18 like
Yes.
fight stuff.
Mhm,
but-
that's true.
That's the thing about like strategy card in like the point I was trying to get in like strategy cards in Sound Vortex versus PPL, like the 2DX. Like 2DX you can do it because like the song list is a lot more restrictive. Like even the notes like with I think Denzel has been like talking about like man, notes like so many songs in like the notes category, like every single song is a note song kind of deal.
Yeah,
But
that was the
at
one
the end of
big
the day,
thing.
there's still fewer note songs in 2DX compared to like Sound Vortex.
Yes.
Pretty much.
Like, Sound Vortex
Vortex
is
has
just-
so many songs.
Yeah, there's just so many songs in Sound Vortex.
That's true.
Like even like for every single category, there's so many songs. Like even like the most restrictive, probably the most restrictive like category like Softland.
Mhm.
There's also like quite a lot of like songs that you can throw into the Softland category that it stops being like a really effective strategy pick unless you really know what the other guy's gonna pick beforehand lah.
Right.
Pretty much, yeah. I
No,
but
but-
yeah.
Maybe they could make it in a different way, such that like the strategy card doesn't like change that opposing person, doesn't change the rival song, but it allows you to probably pick like something more than an 18, like a 19 or 20 or something.
I don't know. I don't know if that's a good
I don't know
idea,
if they will.
because
Yeah.
because
Right,
because
right.
that's because they would suggest something like, because even though BPL has, you know, a lot of elements of promotion in it. Of course, it's like, I think it's not gonna be that drastic of a change. At most, I believe it'll be a strategy card, and it'll be able to maybe change the focus of the song pool, or focus
Oh,
of
okay, yeah, that's
Yeah, I
true.
think that makes a lot more sense. Yeah.
That's
if I
fair.
get-
That's fair. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Voltex, you know, a lot of it is, there's so many songs, and I feel like a lot of the songs have very kind of similar kind of remix. But you know, in the end of the day, I also don't think there's anything wrong with just reshuffling from a
Yeah,
specific
yeah.
song in the pool. And yeah,
Right.
okay, so
It's,
we could probably,
it's just it's just that it's less. What I'm trying to drive at is just, I think like it's just less strategic. In some of to have the strategy card compared to like the BPL strategy, the 2DX strategy card. That's why that's just the point I try to drive at. Yeah.
I understand.
Understood, yeah.
Understand. Yeah. Then yeah, it's gonna be, and then this is the second match, and then the third match is gonna be a classic 1v1. The first two songs will be selected by each player, and then there's gonna be a winning BPL song contest winner that's gonna be revealed at each match. So it's gonna be a sight read 18 EX score battle, which is, you know, it's gonna put a lot of players to the test, I would say, because, you know, they're being really good at a song is one thing, and being really good at sight reading is totally another skill set. Sight reading is a totally different skill set, and you know, with how Voltex is a lot less hard to press together, this is probably the only way that they can keep it a lot more competitive, I would say. Or else it's gonna be just, you know, keep fighting, and you know, this is the culture of some Voltex. They always just reveal content like this, so I think it's interesting. I hope the songs will be really good. You know, you can probably see, you know, maybe if Cosmo wins, we can see 4 esports players or something like that.
I think it's also pretty on brand for some Vortex, because
Pretty
some
on
Vortex
brand,
kind of
yeah.
started the whole like
Song
sight
contest
reading a song in
Sight-
for the finals of a tournament. Like they've
Yeah.
been doing it since the first KAC.
Yeah.
Yeah, with Max Burning.
So I think this is
yeah.
pretty on brand for some Vortex, and I think like it's really cool that they implemented
Kept it.
this for a league-based
Yep.
system where it's like every week you get a new song. I
Every week
think
is
it's
something.
really cool for both the players and the audience, us like casual scrubs.
Yeah, you
that
know,
we
like,
just want to-
wow, it's a new song. Oh,
Yeah, it's
my
like
goodness.
whoa, it's a new song. We get to play. we get to play this like cool song later this week kind of deal. Like, I really like how they implemented it. When I first saw the system,
totally
I was like,
can-
oh shit, this is actually really cool. Yeah.
Totally.
This is
totally
a
can-
system where everybody wins. Well, almost.
Yeah.
Hopefully they release it quick though. Fingers crossed. Okay. So pretty much that's how the tournament's gonna be set up. And yeah, we can now properly go to the players now. We're running about 25 minutes. Hopefully it won't be an hour. But yeah, let's go. Let's start with, you know, the first team that came up, which is Team APINA VRAMeS. The champions of the 2DX League. Very liked by, I would say, a lot of BPL fans. One of the
Also
more-
current BPL gacha gods, man.
the current BPL gacha gods, because yes, they've won. They didn't only win their theme song by Tatsunoshin on the gacha, but their top 2 players, Yuichi and Yobate. It's Yobate. So yeah, they won those by gacha. Other teams were picking them, and you know, they just won.
I
Yeah,
mean, I
very
call them gacha gods because even in the 2DX, they also win quite a lot of their contested picks. So currently, they are the gacha gods to beat in BPL in general, not just like some Vortex.
not just Voltex, but wow.
The winners
But-
stay winning.
Yeah,
The
the
winners
winners stay
definitely-
winning, yeah.
The winners stay winning, definitely. But yeah, their 3 players for the team will be okay, let me just pull it up. Yeah, I can't even read some of these, but yeah, never mind. It's like, I wanted to read their title, so it'll be
You
a
want to
bit
read
cool.
the titles?
But it's okay.
Also, Yuichi's title is Muso no Shin Borute.
He is the Voltex. He's the sound.
He is the
Buso no Shin Borute. So it's like, I think it's something like the sort of like rough translation for it is like the god of Vortex, the warring god of Vortex. So
Well,
it's really
he's
a really
not-
rough translation lah. Just
He's-
treat it
He's not wrong.
as it is.
He's not wrong, because Team APINA VRAMeS, Yuichi, KND, Yobate, and Paper. So like he said, the warring god of Vortex, Yuichi. Very famous multi-game player, very known long-time Sound Vortex ranker, and you know, he even appeared on, you know, the Chunin KOP once. And yeah, he's the incumbent KC champion, so very, very big get on APINA VRAMES for winning them. The second player is, I say, the legend of the Yamashina family, I believe, because, you know, it's Kanade Yamashina, the little girl, girl. In
Yamashita, Kanade.
Yeah,
That's where the candy for in this thing comes from.
Yes,
I guess.
Yobate, so Candy Yobate. He's a very big fan of Kanade Yamashina from Samvoltex, and yeah, he's very, very good. He's known to be, like, you know, one of the top Japanese players, and you know, he was Yuichi, and they also fought for Yobate with, I believe, Game Panic, and yeah, Yobate went to APINA VRAMES. So this is good. So now they're very. So I think like those top two are quite solid. And then the third player is, you know, a guy who aims for SPUC Paper. Not really known in the competitive scene, but you know, he's a person who goes for SPUCs, which is basically perfect X-score, full X-score PUCs. So he's a very, very accuracy based player, which I guess he's gonna really, really aim for, like, you know, just the best accuracy ever in APINAs. So I feel like APINA is a very, very solid team here. Yeah.
Yeah, so we were doing, like, before the recording. I was like telling my fellow friends around, like, I think APINA has the most balanced team of all the teams that were drafted in this SDVX Samvoltex BPL. Like, Yuichi can like tank pretty much all three stages. Then Yobate, he's more well suited for like the set kind of songs, like how to say, like as songs that he has played before, he will do really well on it. So he will do well on the 17th and the 18th minus. I'm not sure about his sound about his sight reading, but I assume he's good because he is a really high VFI. It's like 22.
He's 20. Yeah, he's 22 something, which is no joke, ladies and gentlemen. He is a serious competitor.
Yeah, he's a serious competitor. So yeah, and then the final guy Paper, like, he might not be like a well-known name, but I was like checking out his like Twitter and shit. He has something close to like 100, 150 like SPUCs on 17th.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's holy crap. Yeah, that's insane.
150. One SPUC is already like, yeah.
Yeah. So like I said, this team is really the most like well-rounded in terms of like the three players' different skill sets. In some sense, APINA's gacha luck helped them quite a bit to draft this quote-unquote perfect / really balanced team. Like, there isn't like much of like a weakness in this team unless they like go to like the semi-finals or the finals where they have to start side reading like 19s or 20s, in which case they might run into some trouble but in the foreseeable future, where it's like this current system where it's like just mega mix, then 17s, then 18s, they are pretty much cover all their bases. Yeah,
good to go. Yeah, go ahead, sir.
Yeah, sorry. I feel like Paper is just gonna be a really valuable asset for the team, especially because his accuracy is just this good.
Yes, definitely.
Like, I would dream to have a single SPUC on a 17th, but you know.
And you know, 150, and this guy's 150. You know.
Indeed, this is insane.
All right, we're good. All right, I guess we can probably wrap up our APINA. I am an APINA fan from the 2DX teams, and you know, I hope that they will do equally well in this run. So now we can go to the second team with the second team who got like selection priority, which is GiGO, the new kid in the block, formerly a Sega-owned arcade. Now it's owned by the Genda Group, and yeah, they recently had a really, really good BPL run. They've advanced to the quarterfinals, and I guess they're hoping to continue that. Their three members right now are, you know, the immortal multiplayer known as Horai, the Bemani robot known as Siron, and I believe it's a man of excitement, or hold on, it's like a man of excitement.
Yeah, something like that.
A man of excitement, momentum, and precision.
Yeah, something to that effect. Yeah. So So interesting thing about like Horai. So
Yes.
where he get his like immortal like on multiplayer. So Horai is on top
Accomplished.
of like so interesting about Horai is that he used to be Ubik ranker also.
Oh crap! Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he moved from Ubik to
Trinidad? Yes.
Some Vortex, I think.
Some
No, not
Vortex,
Some
yeah,
Vortex. I think what was he playing? He was playing something else before Trinidad and
Yeah. Yeah, but
oh, no,
yeah,
he was a Some Vortex ranker as well.
I
He
believe he
made
was.
it past like the one of the regional qualifiers like back a few years back.
And I also remember one thing when during Sun Voltex 4, I think he was the first guy who got Last Resort. PUC.
Oh,
He was the first
Holy
guy.
crap!
He was the first guy. So yeah, he's always been this a high caliber player for a very long time. And yeah, this is a very very accomplished team, I will say, from top to bottom. Horai is Immortal multiplayer is not only because he's good at multi games, he's also been a champion multiple times. He's been a nostalgia champion for the 9th KAC. A very, very consistent participant in the King of Performai tournaments for the Sega games for Chunidom. He's also a very, very famous Chunidom ranker. And yeah, like I said, very, very accomplished in Sound Voltex, and with him joining BPL, I definitely thought he was gonna be picked second, but GiGO opted to pick him first, which is pretty interesting. He's a very, very good player. Definitely not 22 VF if I'm not mistaken, or just a bare 22 VF if I'm not misremembering this. But yeah, very, very interesting first pick. The second guy in this team who's very, very accomplished is Siron. Siron, the Bemani robot, as he calls himself, is I would say that he has one KAC title with his belt, and it's for Reflect Beat around like the 5th KAC, I believe it was. He was the champion.
Yeah, and not just that, like Shiron, he has been a UB ranker and RB ranker for the longest time. Like, to the best of my knowledge, right, he has never finished under third for RB ever.
That's crazy.
For
Actually.
all the KSCs. Yeah, he has
Yeah.
never finished below third. Like he has always been like third or above.
Yeah,
Despite Reflect being sort of kind of left on the sidelines now, I still feel like anyone who's ever gotten really good at Reflect Beat all deserve respect.
definitely we have
Yeah, of course.
our own local god with Reflect Beat also in our friend group,
yes.
and yes, and very, very well respected too. And yeah, like it says something a lot when your team has these two very accomplished, very seasoned tournament players. So they're gonna be, I feel like they're gonna be quite, they should be able to perform quite well within this environment. I guess the only big question mark is the man of excitement, momentum, and precision himself, Depu. Not like similar to Paper, a man who's not really been known in the Voltex scene, but definitely known in the Japanese like ranker scene as being a quite solid player. Definitely, he was also fought over by another team when in the 3rd round when he was selected, and yeah, he eventually went to GiGO. So, what do you think about Depu actually? Yeah.
So the interesting about Depu is that I don't believe he was participating in any tournaments before the round 1 tournament earlier this year.
Uh-huh.
Round 1 organized a tournament earlier this year. So Depu managed to qualify for the top 8. So he actually made it to the finals, the final 4 or so, yeah.
His coming
He
out
made,
party.
he made it past the
yeah, pretty
semi-finals
much.
as well.
Wow.
That was his
Alright.
coming out
He's
party.
actually
yes.
not any he's not a weak player, that's what I'm trying to say.
Definitely.
Definitely,
He's really
definitely.
quite someone who should be feared, even though he's like the third player, the third pick.
And
So-
also, yeah, because his history has only been the round 1 tournament, but reaching 8th, reaching like the top 8, top 4, definitely like really a coming out party for like his
Yeah.
his career and such. And yeah, we're gonna see if a lot of stars have been made in BPL. Like for last season it was APINA's Nike, who was
Yes.
known for a record for a very long time. But he was known. That's why I call him in my streams the Iceman. The man just with a straight face delivers points like free.
Yeah. So the interesting thing about GiGO, right, is that they are the only team with like all the players have like participated on like stream tournaments before. All 3 of them.
So they're
And
very
not to mention like Hora and Shion actually have like won
KCs
tournament
before, yeah. They won
official
KCs
KC
before.
tournaments lah.
Definitely.
So and one thing and why I thought that this was interesting is because like over on the other side, the 2DX BPL, like I was like telling my friends again just before the recording, like I was actually damn surprised that Tatsu was doing this well. This current 2DX BPL, like
Yeah, he was doing really, really well.
he was doing really, really well. I was so surprised like he was doing so well. Like I thought he was just like a pop band player that he's participating in like quote unquote his secondary game. But seems like being like a tournament veteran actually plays a lot in like
Definitely.
how calm you perform under like the lights and cameras and shit.
Definitely.
So
It's like
I think in this sense, right, GiGO, just based on like all three of them having like this kind of like tournament stream experience, right, they might actually be the most consistent like performers out of all the teams. So I think they, despite not them having like probably one of the lower average VFs in the among all the teams, they might actually be in with a outside chance of like actually winning the whole thing just based on like how consistent they can perform under the lights and the cameras.
Could be a sleeper team, definitely. And
yeah.
What do you think about it, Terminus? You think GiGO's got a good
Cool,
chance?
calm, and collected. That's what I would say. I feel like
get into the gaming oasis, bros.
This is literally GiGO's slogan. Get into the gaming oasis, and I think they really found.
Oasis.
I really think that they found a group of people that can really get into the gaming oasis.
Yeah,
honestly, for sure.
They found their gaming oasis. That's very, very.
Personally, I've only heard of Shiron, and I know that he has been performing quite consistently at the top, and even though he's not as good as the rest of those VF22s and stuff, I still believe that he is able to perform well, and despite the pressure of the lights and the cameras, he should be a sight to look at for sure.
Yeah, very familiar. Yeah, it should be a place where he's familiar with too. So it's gonna be a very, very interesting thing. And yeah, GiGO, very, very solid team. I initially had a lot of questions too, but I agree with the assessments here, and hopefully they do well.
Yeah. So last thing about Shiron, right? Like even back then during his RB days, right, he's pretty well known for doing like counter picks on his opponents, and he also has his own pocket picks for trying to beat out his opponents as well. So back then in RB, he would without fail pick ZZ on the final song for all his tournament, like his final / any like troublesome opponents that he will face. So he will almost always pick ZZ because ZZ on RB is pretty tricky if you manage to just reflect the correct notes, and he managed to do that lah. He memorized which notes he had to just reflect, and which goes to show like he actually has the really like strong tournament mindset. So I think this really plays a big part on like on the big stage lah, especially when you're considering like at the end of the day, this whole league is a huge tournament lah. So I think this really would play well in the favor of GiGO in general.
That's true. Hopefully they'll be able to piece it together and get everyone in the gaming oasis. Okay. All right. So now we can move on to the next team, Game Panic. Okay, so this is a very, very interesting team. They won, I guess arguably they won the Super Gacha in the first draft. During the first draft, one player was selected by 5 teams, and that player is that man right there, CH, or his known by I guess his real name Kaneko. He was picked by 5 teams. It was comical. When I saw the stream, it was just this team selected Kaneko. This team selected Kaneko. Like, what?
Yeah. So, okay. We'll get to the player I was really surprised that got left out.
Yeah,
later.
Probably later.
But I was really surprised that. I guess I can mention him because he gets mentioned. He does get picked. He did get picked later, but as a second pick, which I was really surprised.
Yeah, well, I guess
went-
but we'll probably continue with these three men are Love Sound Voltex, CH. The second player will be the Gachioshist, Chia, and then the final man will be the Mood Maker from Aichi, Kainaru.
Yeah.
Kainaru.
Okay,
This is
so,
an interesting team, I guess. Like CH is definitely the one of the most sought after players, one of the best players in Japan at the moment, but the other two players, yeah, I guess I'll probably leave it to Nagisa now. Right now. Yep, go ahead.
Okay, so Kaneko needs no like further introduction. He's
Yep.
been quite a regular streamer on like he's like trying to like POC 20s and 19s and stuff
Yeah.
on his like YouTube channel lah. So I don't think anyone's like that foreign about him. So interesting thing about Chia, I didn't actually know him, but apparently he participated in a really recent like Red Bull tournament.
Yeah, that
So
one.
he was actually like beasting for his team. I can't remember whether it's the East or West. I didn't watch the whole thing, but he was doing quite well there. I think
Yeah.
that's why Game Panic like picked him, even though they didn't get. I believe they tried to get Yopate first, but
They got Yobate first. They tried
They,
for
they tried, I think
Yobate.
they actually tried to pick Yopate or Murakami first, but
They
they
tried
couldn't
picking
get him. Then
Yobate.
they couldn't get either of them, so they picked Chia, which I think is still pretty solid because he
Pretty
actually
solid.
did
Seems pretty solid.
quite well in that tournament.
The Red Bull tournament, yes.
Yeah, the
the
Red Bull
one
tournament,
with
which
the
is
one
like-
where
Which is like his only
competitive thing so far.
competitive tournament thus far lah.
Right.
Oh yeah, which is a lot of these players are coming out of the woodwork. Even like Magatoro even in the Red Bull tournament, Magatoro I think he was around as ranker, and Marupik I've never seen that guy before actually. Another like just he made it to
Marupik?
the final. The other guy
yeah.
who was in the Red Bull finals. It was
yeah,
interesting to
yeah.
see another person I didn't really recognize. But yeah, Chia and Kainaru are like two players I don't particularly know too much about, but definitely they're like VF21s.
So Kainaru actually does have KC experience.
Yeah, I guess
He
he's
was-
like qualified.
He was a regional qualifier. He almost made it to like the main stage. He lost in the finals of like the west side,
Ooh.
the KC
Yeah.
West regionals.
Was it 9th
He
or 10th?
almost made it though. Like he almost made it over this other ranker, Punisons.
Oh,
Was
like
it,
he almost beat Punisons back then in the regional qualifiers.
Ooh, was this 9th or 10th? 9th, right?
Can't remember. It's one of the regional qualifiers. It's the
Yeah.
one where there's the meme of them like the
Oh, the
two of them
ninth.
just rolling on the
Oh,
floor. Like,
It was the
on the
ninth. It was the
floor.
ninth. It was the ninth. It was the ninth. Yeah.
yeah, so he was the guy who was like rolling on the floor with Punisons.
Oh my god, I just remembered that one.
So
the
it's him.
meme
He
picture.
is the guy in the meme. So,
So it was him. Holy shit!
Yeah,
Alright.
so- he's no slouch, okay? He
Definitely
actually
not,
can
definitely
perform
not.
yes.
There was
He
those two
actually has
people
made it-
rolling on the floor.
pretty far in KAC as well. So he does have the skills, he does have the knowledge. So
Would you say he's a
he's
steal?
not, he's not even like that bad of a third pick. Like
Yeah, would you say-
there are like other third picks which are a bit more questionable. We'll get to them, but
Yeah.
he's definitely one of the stronger third picks that has been picked in this draft lah.
With
That's
it,
what I
yeah, with how you described him, I kind of imagine him as how APINA picked Kentan the fourth during their first
I guess
2DX
he's like-
BPL. I mean, like
I
it's just not. I mean, I'm not saying that he's like a Kentan. It's just like he's a very very strong player who ended up getting picked kind of last. So like pretty
Yeah, yeah.
surprising kind of thing.
I think if I were to look at like Game Panic's draft, right, I think they just pick to the best of their abilities, pick like players who have like tournament experience. I think also partly because of like how on the 2DX side of things, like it's quite obvious that those players who have like tournament experience are actually doing much better than those players without tournament experience. So
That's true.
all three of them, they do have tournament experience. They are less likely to buckle under the pressure.
CH didn't. CH unfortunately didn't really have a landmark year on KC for like. Even though he had his landmark year, he didn't make it to the final KC. Even though people were pretty much expecting he did make it, so it's something to think about. But I think it's only one. It's only one tournament out of many. Who knows? He could be the strongest player in the tournament after all. And those five selections were not for naught.
I mean, interestingly, Kaneko is very good at like S-Crit like songs, but he's not exactly a 18 S-Crit kind of player, unlike some other of the top picks that we'll get to later lah.
Based on what I've seen about his content on YouTube, he's just more at that time he was just more concentrated on trying to get 19s and 20s down, if I recall.
Which makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I know it's completely understandable, but this depends on how it'll play out for him. Yeah.
So when I was like watching some of his like arena streams, right? Like he does play those S-Crit arenas. He actually quite consistently beats Yuichi and like some and Bo, even in those arena streams. But
which is I guess it's pretty scary.
Like, something like it's not that he will lose to them in like S-Crit song, but it's just that during those arena picks, right, like all of them were picking like 19s. I'm not sure how much that will translate to 18s and 17s, but
a bit of a
I assume it will translate just about fine, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. He's a very, very sought after player, and with with a supporting cast like this, I could see them doing well. But Chiya and Kainaru is proven, but he's proven to be a very good selection. But I guess we have to see. Even really good selections, unfortunately, fall by the wayside. But it's like we have to see, I guess.
Based on like, I mean, they do have like some Vortex experience, but I don't think this team as a general is as strong as GiGO as we have discussed. I think GiGO, despite having like a lower average VF, I think GiGO are more likely to perform better than Game Panic. But this is just like based on how I've been
personal speculations right now. And,
personal speculation. That's based on how we're like assessing like how players have been performing based on the 2DX BPL side as well. Yeah.
Definitely. And then there's always a factor of, this is gonna be one try. You're gonna go there and you will not mess this up kind of thing,
Yeah.
So this is gonna I guess that could be just it for our assessment of Game Panic. It's a bit too early because, a lot of question marks, I guess, at the moment for their viability in future. But, hopefully they'll, be able to do it quite well. Game Panic has definitely gotten a very big star in CH though with their side. They've recently been pushing a lot in the Japanese areas, and in Akihabara and even in Shinjuku you can go to a Game Panic arcade and see like 6 VMs, 4 LMs. Wow, it's like
what a dream.
What a dream, right?
Dream, man.
Okay, so I guess that's probably our assessment of Game Panic, and we can probably move on to the next team, Silcat. This is a very to me when I saw this, they're like one of the consistent underdogs of the 2DX BPL, but and then when they made their selections in this draft, I was actually a bit curious about like was this the right decision that they've made? But after looking at the social medias and all that, like, I do really, really think this is a very, very strong team. They're just not really that proven, I guess, in tournaments, unfortunately. So, we're gonna go down the pitch black challenger Daiki, the Imperial floor artist Citrus, and let me translate that. I'm sorry.
I can't read. I know the first two.
Okay. It says the Gifu born Volte analyst.
Oh, okay.
Oyabu. Yes.
Okay.
Born in Gifu, right?
Yeah.
The Vortex analysis born in Gifu.
Yes. This is a very, very a team that's rather unknown other than Citrus. Citrus, if you guys don't know, is an actual contributor to Vortex. He recently had a song in EG. It was updated recently. Photon Blackst. And it was an 18.
You don't gotta say it like that.
Photon Blackst.
Photon
Blackst. Yeah.
But it's like when I see this team, I was like, really? And then when I saw Daiki's story, I was like, this guy is scary.
So
oh my goodness.
So what Denzel was like trying to say about Daiki, right? So recently there was the the Megalovania / Undertale
update, pretty much.
Update, right?
Yeah.
Daiki has like a SPUC on Finale, I think.
He has an SPUC on so many of the songs actually. His
Megalovania was an SPUC on like not Megalovian, the other 18.
Yeah,
Not better
his-
against True Hero either. It's the other
Save the
finale
world,
one.
save the world.
Save the
Save
world.
the World,
Max.
yeah,
He maxed Save the
He has
World.
maxed on that song. Yeah.
And
Funny
he-
fact about Save the World, sorry. Funny fact about Save the World. Kaneko also recently posted a video of him SPUCing Save the World as well. So, yeah.
And I guess Daiki got it before him. So wow.
Yes.
Yeah,
Daki got it
Daki got it on like the release date. So
Yeah, that's pretty
That is
crazy.
insane.
And
Yeah.
this guy, if you see his Twitter, this guy just maxes things like free. 18s, 17s. He max Believe in Yourself, Memory Flow. I'm looking at it right now. He has a
Memory
max.
flow.
He has max -3 on 8 Slave, which is like all buttons. So that's like really damn Megalovania
Yeah.
max -3 and Megalovania max -3, which is like holy crap.
Damn.
so
Damn.
yeah, so Daiki is really no slouch, honestly.
No
speaking.
slouch. Definitely,
Like,
I think very
I-
deserved. Very deserved.
Like honestly speaking, I also like thinking like, dude, who is this? Who is he? Then I look at his Twitter, it's like, oh shit, this guy is actually damn good.
Oh, I was like, yeah, who is this? I was like, who is this guy? I thought they were gonna pick like Pickle Tex or someone like that. But, like I'm seriously like, okay.
Yeah. So well deserved first pick. Out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere.
Only, like I said, only problem is that all three of them don't really have like tournament experiences, but
That's the biggest problem.
their VF is really high up there. Yeah.
Daiki is 22. Citrus is 22. Citrus is higher than Daiki in VF.
Yeah. Okay. So funny thing about Citrus, right? He's actually really good friends with Kaneko. He arena snipes Kaneko quite often, and Citrus mostly loses, but there are songs that Citrus can win Kaneko in. So
Which is,
it's not
like,
like Citrus is
pretty
a scrub
crazy.
either.
Which
Right.
is like very, which is quite scary to think because Kaneko is one of the consensus best players in this draft. I would say.
Yeah.
Right.
To be honest, if you can already win some stuff against Kaneko, I think you're already like really up there.
You can. You're definite
So-
draft too. And Citrus, like I said, has a higher VF than Daiki, so he's probably better at overall harder stuff. While Daiki is the accuracy specialist, I would say. He's like it's like how Mikamo in Game Panic in 2DX is. Mikamo's super known for his accuracy. He's kind of like that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And the last man of the team, Oyabu, I guess he's a sort of a not only a good player but also kind of like a cruncher himself because he called himself the Volte analyst and all that.
Yeah, I don't know what sort of analysis he does because it's kind of hard to explain it, and my Japanese isn't that good to understand any of it yet.
Yes, Oyabu, yes.
But based on his scores, he's also no slouch.
He's
so-
VF 21.9. That's
yeah,
pretty big.
he's and based on like what I've seen so far, like a lot of his better like the scores that he's been boasting is mostly like fast BPM songs. Like
His
that's-
Harlequin
that's-
is max -13, which is pretty crazy.
yeah,
Is what?
His Harlequin is
Max
max -13.
My goodness. All right, that's crazy.
yeah,
That-
and that's crazy, bro.
That's
crazy.
crazy.
It's not really. It's not. And this isn't. They're not like sleeper. They're not like a sleeper team in the way like in 2DX, where in 2DX I feel like the team was a bit too weak all around to perform, I guess. But like in this one, it's just more like they're not known, but they're scary.
Yeah,
They're scary.
So just a off track, just a sort of segue into like Silk Hack's 2DX performance. I think it's really sad for Silk Hack because they pretty much lose every single gacha lah. So if Apina wins all the gachas, Silk Hack loses all the gachas, man. That's why I feel that their 2DX team isn't what it could be lah.
And
Even
also, to be
though
honest,
they have-
they lost a lot too in like the draft. Their first
Yeah,
pick
yeah,
was their first pick was CH. Their second pick was Pickle Tex, and they didn't win any of them.
Yeah. I mean,
But
it's not
the-
like it's not like either of them, Daiki or Citrus, are bad. It's just that they would rather have like Kaneko and Pico Tex, which I would agree lah.
Definitely agree because they're proven players. Meanwhile, Daiki and Citrus and Oyabu, I think they're taking sort of a big chance, but the base power levels of these players are pretty good. So I would say that there could be another sleeper team. Like overall, they're a very very solid, like, solid power level team. Could
Correct.
be could be like a Leisureland, like in 2DX right now,
Okay, so talking about Leisureland in 2DX right now, like I feel like but the biggest driving force for why they're doing so well in like in 2DX right now, right, is because G improved so much over the year. Over the year from the previous BPL season, that he's like almost as good as like a pick 2, pick 1 kind of player.
It's pretty, yeah, definitely, and he was pretty instrumental in like their first few victories, which is like something like that.
Correct,
But
correct.
yeah, I guess we're presuming a bit much right now.
Also, I think that's too big of a segue into like the
too big of a segue, pretty much. Yeah, yeah, exactly. So Silkcat, hopefully they will find, hopefully they'll find more success within this. I do believe that they could do it. It's very possible. It's just really in the hands of Daiki, Citrus, and Oyabu right now to perform pretty much.
For Citrus, if you haven't listened to Photon Blast, please play it in the arcades. It's really fun.
Photon Blast.
Photon Blast.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
All right. Segue to the next. We have about 4 more teams to go. So yeah, we should probably maybe pick up the list slightly. But yeah, so Supernova Tohoku with their three players, the technical master Leon, the younger brother character who hates to lose Toride, and the omnivore Kick.
Yeah, the omnivore beast, I guess.
The omnivore. The omnivore.
Sort of lah. Like just I think like the more like general translation is just like the beast who eats everything.
The beast who eats everything.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call myself that, but whatever. But we'll respect.
I will call myself that though.
All right. Out of all of these guys, I think I'm more familiar with Toride because of what went on. I think in the 9th KAC.
Yes. These players. Some of these players are very accomplished. Like Leon, almost made it to the KAC finals.
Yes.
The 10 KAC. Toride was the runner-up of the 9th KAC, which was the 666 KAC. He was unfortunately the final hurdle that Mini blew away, but that campaign put him on the map, and that's why I guess Supernova decided to pick him the second for this one. Kick is actually interesting. I've never really heard of this man. But yeah, I haven't looked at his social media deeply enough, but he's definitely a VF21, a very high VF21, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. I can just pull it up now.
His bio says that he's been playing since Booth. So
an OG.
An actual OG.
I mean, I've been playing since Booth, but I'm still a Crimson Scrub, so...
Okay, you're considered an OG regardless, so...
You're still an OG. Looking at social media, pretty standard where you expect, single digit to low double digit PUCs of like 17 to 18, would say that because this is his first foray into a competitive environment. Tori, like I said, Leon is currently one of the biggest rising top players. Tori is of course
is rising though. Like he was,
he
was in one of the cases where there were like 3 Koreans in the semi-finals, and he was the only like sole Japanese representative, and
the last man standing, I would say.
The sole survivor.
In the semi-final, the first, I think it's like the first KC Mini one. Like
okay.
Leon was there, and he lost to Mini. So he did. I remember, if I remember correctly, he did pick like Zero in that semi-final. So he is pretty technical based on like that one sound pick that he did have in that one tournament lah. That's what I'm saying.
Definitely.
Interestingly enough, like Toride is kind of like the same kind of player.
A very similar kind of player.
Yeah, it's pretty similar. If I remember correctly, his first pick was against Shion. He beat Shion with Discontrol Galaxy.
But Shion
that led Shion to have a meltdown where he was like, dude, everyone picks Discontrol Galaxy on me kind of deal.
Everyone does pick this on him. Everyone picks this on him.
Hold up. I sort of vaguely remember this.
Yeah. Because he got picked this twice and this eliminated him twice on the KC.
Not twice. I think 3 times or something like that. It's quite funny.
It could be a 3. Yeah,
I think something like 3 times. Yeah.
He respects
It's
February, but
understandable.
Camellia does not respect him, I guess.
It's understandable that he would have a meltdown, yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
every
so he had a
time it
melty
gets in.
because Toride was the third guy to pick this control on him.
And
Oh
it
my
worked
God.
again, and it worked again.
Yeah, it worked again. That's the best part. He worked again.
This is
So-
unfortunate.
Yeah. So then in the finals, Toride against Mini, he picked Insecticide. So I would say he's like
he's a very speed and power player, I would say.
he's a speed and power player that is confident in this kind of like the Camellia power, earth power kind of chart lah.
Right.
And then yeah, when I see Kick social media, it seems like he's more of a timing person. His 20s are not
okay.
really up to. He's still having troubles with seasickness in this recent tweet, but he's got like max -7 on like Going My Future, which is a recent 18, which is like yeah, that's pretty good.
Oh,
Which
that's
is
a really like technical chart as well.
yeah, it's a really da 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 da.
There's a lot of like really weird like cross
Emo cloche. Emo cloche max
minus.
minus emo cloche minus max -4. Pretty crazy. Yeah, so I guess he's
Wow.
the timing guy for the team. On top of like
Okay, cool.
and Leon and Toride would be, the guys who carry the weight for like the really, really dense, difficult stuff. So
Yes.
but I don't know though. It seems like this team seems good, but I don't, because every other team seems to be more foundationally solid, I guess.
I still
Yeah.
believe in Toride.
You still believe in Toride.
I mean,
we can all
Leon and Toride are both like
Leon and
they both lost to Koreans so they both lost to Mini so
At least there's no Koreans here, so
there's no Koreans here at the moment.
at the moment.
at the moment I guess
At the moment.
Once they
Yeah.
bring in the Koreans, Mini is gonna be like the eight picks all gonna be Mini.
Yeah. Mini
Yeah.
sent you. Round the one.
Mini Senshu. Dude, everyone's gonna pick Mini, man. Mini is so good, man.
Taito Station TRADZ. Mini sent you.
It's gonna be crazy.
But yeah, so far my personal assessment of Tohoku is that good team, but I don't know if they're gonna be making far. Maybe they could really surprise us. Like a lot of teams surprise us in the BPL, and who knows? Like this could be like Toride's coming out party, or Leon's coming out party too, or Kick's coming out party. We never know. This is the beauty of esports, right?
It's just that with all of these relatively unknown players, how are other players going to be able to analyze them and know what they're good at
It's
and
very
try to
difficult.
find ways to counter them and stuff like that? Yeah,
Very
it's just how
difficult. Yeah.
even in other esports games, like I might be doing it too far of a stretch here, like MOBA games. If a relatively unknown player comes up to the scene and then they start doing strategies that they've always done but no one knows, and they catch people off guard, and because of that they win games as well. So we'll see.
Pretty much, yeah. Pretty much.
Mm.
So yeah, hopefully Tohoku will have a good campaign. I've always kind of liked Tohoku's like teams, even into the XBPL. I just hope that they will definitely perform better than we personally assess right now. All right,
Yes.
now we can probably move on to the next team, arguably the most popular team right now, just because of their insane social media presence. Their
Marketing.
They're-
Rockers.
the party
The market.
rockers, here to beat Team LMFAO themselves, Taito Station TRADZ. So we're gonna, so they've gone for actually a very interesting and strong team here. Their three picks are the first pick with the late blooming hero Waniro, a man who creates a whirlwind or tornado with his right hand, Murakami, and the genius, the prodigy from Hokkaido,
Yeah.
Misobi. Fun
It's so
fact, ladies and
interesting
gentlemen.
thing about like
Yeah,
all three
hold
of
on,
them.
hold on. Fun fact, ladies and gentlemen. Misobi, 17 years old, the youngest competitor we've seen so far.
Oh my goodness.
Shit, man.
Yeah, that's
Dude, I
crazy.
wish I was that good at 17, man.
He's VF22. He's like
Yeah,
VF22.
okay. So
at 17.
the thing about this team, right? All three of them are VF22. They actually
All
have the
of them are
highest
VF22.
average-
Yeah,
They have the highest average VF in the whole among all the teams.
This is gonna be a bloodbath.
it's gonna be crazy.
Yeah,
One
it's actually
hero,
quite
yeah.
crazy. Like I think like I was like I can't remember which team's stream I was watching. It wasn't Taito Strats. I think it was like Leisureland.
Leisureland has
are
been
round
streaming
one.
Leisureland has been
First-
streaming a lot with their team, so yeah.
So I can't remember which team. It's either Leisureland's stream or round one stream. I was
Mhm.
watching them. Then they were like, remarking like, dude, how the hell did Taito Station TRADZ managed to draft three VF22 players, man.
That's insane, actually. Yeah,
Yeah,
they
that's actually insane, man. Like,
they got the VF20. They got all the VF. They got like a full VF22 team, which is like the highest
Yeah.
average, which means like they're all good at 20s.
Yeah.
Waniro is known as Waniro has very very good timing. He's on top of being very good at everything. I guess he's also a very very good timer. Murakami is one of the recent anomalies. He was a very very famous Chuny ranker before, but I guess he stopped that and jumped ship to another game that he's willing to take seriously. And then randomly he PUC'd 666 maximum. He posted it on Twitter, and everyone was like, "Who the hell is this guy? Who the hell is this guy? And how did he PUC 666?" At that moment, there was only like Mini, I believe, who had PUC 666. So Murakami has the highest VF in this tournament at the moment.
Talk about making an entrance.
Yeah. So talking about Murakami's VF, he also has the highest. He also has maxed out his VF. He has the theoretical max VF alongside Mini.
Alongside Mini.
Yeah.
He
Only
won't.
him and Mini has the highest VF, has the theoretical max VF in the world currently.
So he is viable to fight with Mini.
He's viable.
I mean,
don't know.
if
I
you're
don't
not
know.
using S-Crit, then yeah, because
Okay.
he did participate in like the round 1 tournament I was like talking about just now. He didn't do too well. He
I
got
see.
eliminated in the semifinals.
I see.
In KC, he
So-
also lost by a hair to Yuichi on Yuichi's like
Ooh.
amazing run.
Oh, during the
to
KC, yeah, the KC fight, yeah, he lost. He barely lost to Yuichi. In
It was like
KC.
It was like a 1 or 2 near difference on both scores. It was pretty
Yeah,
crazy.
they both picked 20s also. I think like it was quite ridiculous. Like, they both picked 20s, and the eventual difference was like 1 or 2 near. Yeah,
that's why
so-
everyone was like, when they upload the VODs, you have to watch the Yuichi and Murakami match. Every player who was there was like saying that, like, yeah, oh, like
You have to
that's what I was
watch
going,
it,
like, oh yeah, no wonder.
So just now earlier I was like saying like I was really surprised that this player made it down to the second draft. It was Murakami. Like, I can't believe like the player with like the max VF actually got to the second draft, and like, dude, what the heck, man.
But I guess it's what you discussed. He didn't really have the best tournament kind of thing, so they wanted to really really hedge their bets with a player that's a lot more consistent. So, which is why I felt Murakami was always going to be picked, but him falling to second draft is something that I would say was not unwarranted at all. Just if you think about it like them. He really didn't perform well in the tournaments, even though he had the max VF. But yeah, definitely a solid asset for Taito Station TRADZ.
Yeah, so the other thing about Murakami is that the other reason why I was like so surprised is because like back in the first draft, like nobody was even considering him, like the first draft.
Right. No one.
Understandably, he didn't do that well in that round 1 tournament, but that's the only tournament that had the S-Crit kind of deal.
I guess that's
so
why
far.
too, because BPL's X score and
Yeah.
Murakami
I mean-
can PUC all the things he wants, but if his
Correct,
score is below, then yeah, it's a very,
So
very big problem.
I just thought it was like really, really like jarring that
Yeah, it's kind of funny to
despite
imagine.
that despite like barely only losing to the eventual KC, the most recent KC champion, he got second pick.
Yeah,
They dropped to second pick. That I was so surprised, man. Yeah.
definitely. But yeah, now Murakami's and Taito, they're a very, very fearsome team. And then we come to the last boy. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
So like we were saying, like all 3 of them are VF22, man. Like, dude, what the heck, man.
We come to the last guy in the team, or should we say the last boy, because youngest man in the tournament, still in high school, but a VF22 from Hokkaido, Misobi. This is a very, very I didn't really know much about him also because tournament I don't think he's gonna have that much tournament experience being in Hokkaido and being in high school. But yeah, it's like VF22. I see his Twitter. He got welcome PUC recently. It's like, wow,
Dude.
this kids these days are crazy.
Dude.
Every younger generation of rhythm gamers seems to be better than the previous.
Yeah.
when it comes to
We out here gaming, bros.
when it comes to the time frame that it takes for them to get their achievement. It's insane.
He
Honestly.
oh my goodness, I'm looking at his Twitter. Max -9 Spirit of the Beast. He's not even
What?
like us.
Yeah, shit, man.
Oh.
They might. I kind of low key feel they might have just had a very very big draft steal.
Yeah.
He is
I
probably
remember
one
Misobi
percent.
also wasn't like one of those picks that the people were trying to fight over. Like they Taito TRADZ got him pretty easily.
Yeah, just pick Misobi. Like, oh, no one else will pick Misobi. Hey, Misobi.
Yeah.
I think they are very confident in him.
They're very Seems
You
like
can the young can be nurtured.
Yeah.
he's gonna be in good hands. There's Taito Station TRADZ has a full team for their like
Yes.
BPL thing. It's like, and you know, Waniro and Murakami, very I would say are very very good teachers because yeah, Waniro is good friends with like some of the BPL 2X players. He's Nori's junior, Nori from 2D. Nori
Ah,
from 2X.
yeah.
From their like they go to the same college. Waniro is Nori's junior or something.
Also, I was like I was skimming Waniro's Twitter a bit. Like, he has like single digit max minus on a lot of 18s, so he's perfectly suited to be a first pick. Like, no
Definitely.
question asked kind of deal.
No questions asked. Yeah, like you look at all the things he's 22.096. That's around Citrus's VF.
Yeah.
Which is, and we already say that Citrus is like the highest VF out of Silcat.
22.096.
He has
wow.
max. He played at home. He has a max -1 on Kimidori streak.
Fucking-
Yeah, then.
Crazy, man. Like this
One day I wish to have this accuracy, but today
Yeah.
is not the day. But
Today is not the day.
I will never ever see the day, bro.
I would- I wish
life
I
is a constant challenge, and
It's-
you just need to better yourself every day.
I
And the
guess so,
arcade.
It's a
I
good.
mean, that's why
it's a
we
great
play this
mentality.
game, right, isn't it?
That's why we play, right? Exactly. This
Yes.
is why we play. It's like a sports commercial.
Yeah, this is why we play.
But yeah, Taito Station TRADZ, my goodness. Scary
Yeah,
team.
team.
Scary team.
Of-
They
On
Yeah.
paper, they are probably the scariest team, but in tournament, it's a bit hard to gauge kind of like
Time
will
how
tell.
well VF will translate to
Time
actual
will
tournament
tell.
performances.
yeah. Waniro, not really much tournament experience. Murakami, not very good tournament experience so far. And
Unlucky,
Misobi
more unlucky, I guess.
more unlucky I would say. And
More unlucky,
Misobi
yeah.
and
Mr. B is the boy to watch.
The boy
Yeah.
to the
the
literal
boy to watch,
watch.
yeah, literally boy to watch.
If he does really well, that's gonna be an amazing coming out party for.
Let's see how well he
really
handles
game.
the adrenaline from nervousness.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
gonna be a very big. More people. There's gonna be more people watching him weekly than imagine. Than you could
Indeed.
imagine. All right, my goodness, that's gonna be Taito Station TRADZ, and now we can
Yeah.
transition to the red team. The red
The
team. are always-
star-studded red team.
The star-studded red team. Round 1, as you know. They've drafted 3 players, as the others do. It's gonna be Bo, Potesatsu, and Mahina. The only girl in the tournament, which is really really surprising.
On the topic of having Mahina as the only girl in the tournament, I'm kind of slightly a bit salty over the fact that Chloe wasn't picked because she also actually is really skilled herself.
Very,
But
yeah. It's like-
Perhaps the other guys, because they had like so much more higher VF than she does, probably that's why she got overlooked and stuff. So
yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, the draft had 34 players. The Sun Voltex team they only have 3 players for their Sun Voltex team. So
Yeah.
10 was going home. Those 10 players, some of them were pretty solid contenders too, like Araki, I think Nagisa mentioned.
Yeah.
Xavier mentioned. Araki, a player who had all 18 PUC, was not selected for this draft at all.
He got all 18 PUC. He was a really solid contributor in that Red Bull tournament I was like talking about earlier as well. Yeah, and he didn't get picked either. So I was like, damn, how the hell did this guy didn't get picked either, man? Like,
Yeah, it's
okay.
very, very tough. But yeah, we don't know what the teams are thinking. But yeah, round 1, their first draft needs no introduction. Sound Boltex, as he called himself.
Yeah.
Yes.
Funny meme. I get that.
Yeah, he is the Sound Voltex, and it is no exaggeration. This man is legendary in the community. He won
This-
the Lacrima KAC.
He is
And-
the Lacrima.
He is the Lacrima.
The Lacrima, and even though he hasn't won another KC, it's mostly because he didn't join KC for a while. He really just did not join KC for a while. Took things at his own pace, and even when he was even in Exceed Gear, where he made like more of a public return, he was doing insane stuff. Like I remember, like he just posted to like, "Oh, I SPUC Typhoon crashed the 18." Like, huh? He just did the wrong eyebrow. It's like
Typhoon Crash. The one
Typhoon
with
Crash.
the one with the thrills on your one,
Yeah, the,
one of your hand.
for, like,
So-
yes, this man is
So
unparalleled.
talking about like Bo, right? Like I think the reason why he hasn't been playing any tournaments then is like until recently is because I believe that he was busy with his work. Only
Real
recently
life.
he started having a bit more time for himself to get back into like some Vortex. And when he got back to some Vortex, it's pretty scary. He's
He's
probably he's probably undoubtedly the strongest player in this whole tournament. Like, I have no idea why all the other teams passed on him. They all picked Kaneko and Yuichi. I mean, Yuichi is understandable, Kaneko is understandable, but if you judge on like how well Bo is doing in general, like based on the scores that he's been posting on Twitter, let's just say that he has a lot of 18 S-Crypt POCs.
Yeah,
he-
an 18S
yeah.
crit, like, that's
Yeah.
like, good lord.
Like and all the other S-Crypt and all the other 18 S-Crypt POCs that he doesn't have, I think he doesn't even like go below like 20, max minus 20 or something like that. Even on the
That's
hardest
insane.
like 18.
I mean, yeah, he's been at the top for a very, very long time.
and
Yeah.
even work doesn't stop
Even
him.
now, like even now, the most recent KC where he like set up because he didn't want to risk like COVID and shit. Yeah,
Yes.
if he was participating in that KC, I would like pick him. I would have picked him like over like anyone else
to win.
to win that KC.
Yeah,
And he was the first. It was the first seed as well in that KC. So
definitely.
yeah,
He
I
played
have
the- he
no
played
idea
the-
why everyone else passed over him, but in my opinion, he's the best player in this whole tournament currently.
I kind of have an opinion about that, but yeah, like another anecdote about Bold, he played the KC course once or twice. He was the first seed from the beginning of the qualifiers till the end.
No way.
And
Jesus.
then you see Team Leisureland, that guy right there below, Penta.
Uh-huh.
He played the course about 50 times. He did
I remember
he,
Picotex had like some like crazy play count on the
Yeah,
KC course.
Picotex and Penta. Yeah, Picotex and Penta played like maybe about 50, 100 times. They did not
Yeah.
even reach where Bol was. Bol played it twice. He was first seeded from the beginning of the qualifiers to the end of the qualifiers. And might I remind you, the qualifiers was delayed for basically a year.
There's a reason why he is the Lacrima.
He is the some
Don't
Bol
agree,
text. But yeah, I guess
Yeah.
I have my own opinions about like why Bol was passed over. BPL of course is not only a tool to promote Voltex, it's a tool to promote the arcades. And I guess the teams, even though they really, really, really want to pick Bol, they would probably prefer a player who can have the commitment to, attend these events, maybe attend all the streams and such. Because even in the draft, Bol was rather busy and he couldn't make it, I believe. And I think it's just more on team presence. Sometimes for the suits, the teams, they select these players on, whether they can represent their company the best too. So I figured that's a little of the reason why they didn't even consider Bol. But yeah, I guess that's like just my own speculation. But yeah, with how business minded Japan is and such, I could think that that's a viable reason for why they didn't.
I guess that might be a logical explanation since round one is like easily the biggest arcade among all the arcade operators that are
Pretty much, it's like
participating in
round
BPL.
one's got nothing to lose if he doesn't commit too much of his time to promotion. And I think he could reach a round one pretty easily. Round ones are everywhere.
Yeah, round ones are everywhere. I think that's probably
Actually not really. Like he stays in like just by chance I found out that he stays at Tsukuba.
Oh, that's not a round one area.
Yeah, he stays at Tsukuba, or at least he works at Tsukuba. Basically,
Oh.
his life is somewhere near there. At least by chance, I just happen to know that he's there. So
see.
if he wants to go to round 1, he has to take the long ass train down to downtown Tokyo.
But I guess that doesn't really matter for round 1.
Yeah,
But
it doesn't matter. I mean, he still probably gets like Tsukuba has like a really famous arcade. They definitely have a VM down there.
I see.
So he definitely gets his practice in there.
I see.
See.
Okay, then we can. Then I guess we can probably talk about he's by far Ball best player. You know the deal, and we're gonna probably go to the next player, the very not only a really good player but a famous YouTuber,
Yes.
the
Famous
Volte
YouTuber.
the Volte World Entertainer, Pote Satsu.
The entertainer of the vote of the vote.
The Volte World, the Volte World.
Yeah.
Pote-satsu.
He really is. He has a
He
really huge presence in YouTube. So,
Very huge presence on
Yeah.
YouTube. His videos are in English, and he's done a lot for the community as of late. Like
Yes.
he's done
Yeah.
he's opened a Discord server so people can even do arena matchings within themselves, which is like really cool.
Also, recently he hosted Laven, who's like the best.
Leviern, yes.
Yeah,
Levian.
He hosted Levian in Osaka.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And Leviern, the best American player, just recently
Yeah.
moved to Japan for for school, and he's been on a tear right now. Could even
Yeah.
possibly
Just
be
at the time of recording today, he PUC'd Welcome and Zono Capsule, I think.
disgusting.
Yeah.
It's so good.
and wide out by the
And
way.
yeah, he PUC'd 320s in a day in
That
the
is-
stream.
that is so good.
What the
Like
hell? Man?
pull up arcade PUC 320s. Life's good, but yeah, but yeah. Okay, so we're kind of going off
track a
against
bit.
this, but like
yeah, moving on. Like
Okay.
Potesasu. Speaking about the strengths of Potesasu, like he might not be as strong as like or some of the other players, some of the other second picks in the tournament, like Murakami, like Citrus, Chiron, and Yobate. But
Mhm.
one strength he does have over as every single other player in this tournament is that he plays a lot of random.
he plays a lot of random. He even
plays a lot of
PUC'd
random.
he even PUC'd something. He PUC'd got more raves on random. The heaven.
I
he
guess-
even
I
was
guess-
a shock.
I guess you can. I guess it's understandable.
very shocked.
Like, God More Race has a really shitty normal chart.
Yeah, but PUC, but random on some vortex almost never is. A very
Yeah,
proposition.
I mean,
It's
I can
like-
totally see that happening. I won't say that's like totally out of, like the realm of imagination. I think something like really like, dude, how the heck you do that is kind of like you PUC like last resort on random or something like that.
But yeah, like I said, this is gonna be this is actually like a very very unique strength that he has, not really anyone else's. This basically means like his sight reading is very very good. He's very very good at like anticipating patterns and such. And as we discussed earlier, 18s in BPL. The last batch in BPL will have a sight read 18.
Oh yeah, that's true.
He'll have a sight read
Yes.
18. So,
So-
he's gonna be very very quite instrumental in probably these kinds of matches, I would say. And definitely he's definitely not like I don't know about his S crit prowess and such, because when he streams he does mostly just plays difficult stuff.
S crit off, yeah.
S crit off. He plays S crit off a lot, but I think this is a good asset. Hopefully, and S crit he could probably just practice it, because Pote plays other games too. He's a 2DX Gaiden too, and a lot of players here are 2DX Gaiden actually.
Yeah.
Dude, speaking of like 2DS guidance, like Yuichi is like I think like the best arena player in his like prefecture or something, and he's assigned prefecture or something like that.
Yuichi is like a Swiss Army knife, man. He's in KOP. He's good at 2DX.
Yeah.
You put
He's
a, you
just
put a
too
G-
good.
you put a VSRG in front of this man, it'll probably be a ranker like very very quickly. But yeah,
Yeah.
Pote though, like not the strongest accuracy player from what I know, but definitely that hobby of random, that hobby of anticipating sight reading and all that would be very very important for this.
Yes.
For this in there.
Yes.
So far round one seems a very strong solid team, and we're gonna go to the third player. We're gonna go to the third player now, which is the ranker killer girl, Mahina. Mahina is a very curious case. She's one of the two girls who were eligible for the draft, and funny enough, there were the two girls who made it to the finals of the KAC of the 10th KC, because the 10th KC has a girl division and a free division, where basically it's the guy division.
For the very first time, right, in KAC history.
For the first time, the 10th KC had like the girls division, which is like every game had the girls division. Usually it's only pop and music which shows them, but now every game has the girls division. And yeah, those two people who in the girl division finals were Mahina and Chloe LC, who were also who she was also eligible for this draft, as Terminus mentioned earlier. And yeah, we when we were watching the draft, me and Nagisa, me and Xavier, we have already discussed that, I think if they wanted to pick a girl for the draft, it's probably gonna be Chloe LC. But yeah, and then you saw who they picked, like, oh wait, Mahina got picked. That's really, really surprising, because not to knock on her skill or anything, but Mahina by far had like the lowest roll force in this entire like pool of selected players. Everyone is 21, 22. She's currently at 20.4, or maybe it could have increased in between, but the last I remember she was at 20.4, which makes me wonder what was round one thinking when they selected Mahina. She is.
I'm suspecting that maybe she had some like latent skill that she didn't show in the 10th KAC, or maybe round one sort of wanted to nurture her with Bol and Pote coaching her or something.
Could be. It sounds like a good. It sounds like a good story. It sounds like a good story, and if she performs quite well, but yeah, it's quite curious, because it is quite curious to see overall. Because overall better player, not to disparage Mahina definitely, but it's like I would say Chloe has the best, has an overall like better. She has a higher VF. She's a lot more consistent, I would say, as a player. But yeah,
I think as we said like previously, like VF isn't everything, but it does show to a certain extent like how good you are.
Definitely.
And Mahina does have like I believe the lowest VF among all the.
She's the only 20. She's basically the only 20 other than Chloe. Chloe was also a 20, but she's 20.8, and Mahina's 20.4.
I feel like Mahina's got her work cut out for her.
It's gonna be a really, really uphill battle, and it's gonna be really, really uphill.
It's gonna be rough for Mahina, cause
it's gonna be a bit rough, I would say.
Yeah, cause.
I would like to see her succeed. She's the first girl to ever make it in this, and it's it's a good precedent. Like we in the future BPLs, and maybe even future maybe people will probably want to see more of the girl players just showing off in more games, because it usually when you imagine of serious girl rhythm gamers, it's more social games or more cute aesthetic games like pop and music or My or something like that. So I'm kind of hoping that she does well, and it not only helped round one to the victory, but it overall just helps the rhythm game scene.
We will set a good precedent, yeah.
Very, very good precedent, and
I really do hope that Mahina will do well, but I kind of doubt her abilities in the face of like the competition that
the competition is just way too rough. I would say
they will be facing.
If there were more VF20s in this tournament, I think it would be a bit more fair. But but like we said, Taito Station TRADZ is an average VF of 22.
Everyone's VF
above
is at least
22. When everyone is above 22.
Above 22.
Even in the general sense, all of these other teams, they are all at least 21 VF and above as well. So
that's true. Yeah, I hope I really hope she does well, and I do hope that this sets a very, very good precedent for the future, and we can see more girl players come out of the woodwork and are qualified for teams, because very, very good to see representation around. So yeah, definitely wish for the best. Like round one has a very, very solid team. Definitely a very star-studded team. Mahina, the runner-up, the girls KC, Bol, the one the absolute legend, the Sun Voltex, and Potesatsu, a rising top player and entertainer, and a very, very solid entertainer, like he said himself. So
yeah,
round one's gonna be a team that a lot of people are gonna look at, and I hope they do well too.
Honestly speaking, round one's probably the team that most people will be supporting, even though they might not end up as the eventual winners.
That's true. Yeah, it's like how
Yeah.
Trads. It's kind of like how Trads has like the most supporters in the 2DX one right now, but it's
I
probably
guess so,
because
yeah.
everyone was so like taken aback by how seriously they're taking the social media thing and the
Yeah, yeah.
promotions and all that. But yeah, hopefully round one will hopefully Bo, Potesatsu, and Mahina can be a good team that gels together overall. Definitely, they've even gotten their own like VM cabinets in their closest round ones.
Ooh, that's nice.
Yeah, the round one has provided them a cabinet to practice. So basically, if they want to come up and practice, they just need to say that when they're coming, and that cabinet will be theirs for like a few hours,
Available upon request.
available upon request. And yeah, when when they're not there, you can it's just a normal cab that people can play on. So yeah,
Right, that's fair.
just pretty cool of round one to do. Actually, a lot of like teams have been a lot of the arcades have been pretty cool with how they've been treating their players. So hopefully we'll get to see more of this precedent round. But yeah, I guess we can probably that's our analysis of round one right now, and we can probably move on to the last team right now, which is Team Leisureland, a very very star-studded old veteran team, I would say. Team Leisureland here.
Full of, yeah.
We
This is
have
full of
the
old
three players. Yeah, we have the three players here. The Sound Voltex database, Kawachan or 24KW, the Bemani specialist, Picoltex, and the Volte Dojo instructor, Penta or Pent.
Yeah.
Very, very from top to bottom, these guys are pretty esteemed in the community. Kawachan
You're
is
definitely
known.
no strangers.
Yeah, Kawachan is definitely the trivia master, the knowledge master of Sound Voltex, and he's also really, really good at the game. Very, very which is why he was like, a pretty unanimous first pick for a couple of the teams. Silkhat wanted him. I think Silkhat wanted him. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was.
and talking about Kawachan and how good he actually is, like one of the KAC he actually did beat he did beat Yuichi in one of the KACs to move on to the finals. So
Yeah, he did have history of beating Yuichi, which is pretty
yeah,
good.
which is quite something. Like Yuichi didn't make it to the KAC finals just because Kawachan beat him.
Was
So,
it eighth? Was it the eighth case?
Yeah, I think it's the eighth one. Yeah,
And that wasn't,
So-
and it wasn't so far long ago. So yeah.
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 So and Kawachan is like, he's quite in some other sense he's really good at sight reading because he does know how the charters affects the game chart, so he will know what sort of patterns that will be coming up.
He is the
He's
database
more
after
likely
all.
to be like reactive to like the patterns that certain charters love to use, the certain patterns that those charters love to use. He will be more prepared for those kind of like the sight reading part of the game of the
Yes.
Yeah.
tournament.
He's like
I
he's
agree with
basically
you on
like
that.
he's basically like a first drafter with like how valued a person like Nori was on the 2DX PPL, right? I guess
Yeah.
it's like this kind of a person with this kind of knowledge, and also he's a proven top tier player, pretty Swiss Army knife kind of thing. So yeah, really
Yeah, a lot of actually quite a
solid
few
pick.
of the first picks that we've seen so far have been quite like cookie cutter Swiss Army knife kind of style kind
Oh.
of thing.
So the interesting thing about Kawachan is that I believe he has like the one of the lower NBF
Mhm.
in the among the first picks, but
Mhm.
his S-crit
He did
accuracy
S-crit,
for
yeah.
like 19s is pretty scary as well. I believe he has like something like -80, not exactly like PUC, but he has like something close to like -80 for fly like you or something like that.
Oh my goodness.
That's ridiculous. That's
Yeah.
Oh my
insane.
goodness.
So I mean, fly like you is like a
Ridiculous,
really dumb chart.
Yeah, Xavier has his own history.
Yeah,
of
and
like
he can get under 100 for that. It's like, yeah. So
Yeah.
he's definitely a really good S-Script player, even just based on that one score.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And on a very, very difficult song like that, And yeah,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
next, and then the next person up right now, second drafter, Picoltex, the one of the, I would say, not only one of the most long-standing top players in like Bemani history, I would say.
His name has been around for so long, yeah.
His name has been around
Yeah.
like since forever. He's also like one of the bigger, not only just a player, he's like sort of an ambassador to rhythm gaming, sort of like that.
Sort of like he did win KC Guitar Freaks.
One of the first. It was one of the first.
Ranker
Yeah,
before
the
moving
first.
over to
The,
Sample
the first. I think it was the first ever Guitar Freaks KC actually,
Yeah, yeah.
which was like ages ago. I don't even think I was playing Bemani then.
He is
Yeah.
like literally the OG of the OG.
Yeah,
Yeah.
quite OG. Like he was already from the beginning. He was even in like the KC where it was Infinite Infection. He lost to Etsuya or XD2 bot.
I vaguely
Oh, I guess-
recall that.
Yeah.
Yes.
I guess that means that he's been run up twice already.
Yes, he was the runner-up for.
The most
10
recent one
KC.
as well.
But you
He's the
know, being
runner-up
the,
for 2013 and the 10th KC. Yep.
Yeah.
yeah, being that good for that long is ridiculous, honestly. Even though he's not like it's like, and yeah, so he's been sort of an ambassador. He's been sort of an ambassador for many rhythm games, like especially but he's been really focusing on the Voltex community. He's been running like those those Escrit tournaments online where people would just like okay, the song this week is this. Give me your best Escrits PSCs or something like that, or your best Escrit scores, and then yeah. He's been doing stuff like that since forever, and very good ambassador for like an entire thing, and yeah, he's been around for so long that I would want a guy like this on my team. So, and Leisureland
He
definitely.
says his player bio says that he's been playing games in the Bemani series for over 20 years.
Yes, he's like definitely like a 30-year. He's like definitely around the 30s right now. It's just insane.
So talking about like the tournament he's been running on Twitter, like a weekly Script PUC tournaments. The other reason why I was thinking like Bo's the best player, because like Bo is consistently getting max Script PUCs on the songs that were posted every week.
So he's just like, yep, okay,
Yeah.
okay,
So
okay,
yeah. So that's why.
okay.
Yeah, Bo is quite something.
What a legend.
Yeah,
What a
what a
legend.
legend. Like so. Yeah, Picotex is not like just a side note for Bo, I guess. Like Picotex, based on like what Picotex has been doing for the
Community.
community.
That
Yeah,
is-
he's a great figure. He's a great public figure to have. He's been ever since they've announced that the Sun Vortex had a BPL. I would say that Picotex has been the most excited for it because he really wants to represent as a pro player. Sorry.
Honestly speaking, like I want this team to succeed out of all the teams because
Yes.
I really like all three players on this team. Like
Yeah, they've been just sort of like ambassadors for the community, long time respected players. You really want to see these kinds of people succeed, I would say.
yeah.
And yeah, this can segue to the last guy we're probably going to talk about for today, which is Penta.
And
We've talked. He's definitely been just a very solid old head for the team, and like a solid old head like VF21. But I don't really remember what specifically his skill sets were, but it's like
I'm not too sure, but I do believe that he was around even since the first KC.
yeah, another long-standing veteran.
Yeah.
another battle-scarred veteran of the years.
Yeah. Like he never ever, I don't think he ever like made it to the KC finals, but he has always been like consistently like barely outside like the
He's been
qualifying.
peering in from the outside, just straight from the outside. I would say.
He's always been that kind of player, like just barely outside the top 8, top 16 or whatever the top is.
Yeah, that must be very rough. But now he's in a position where he can consistently contribute and perform in the tournament. So it's
And
gotta be really good. But wow, he's no slouch on Escrit. Max -4 on that Odorima Show Dragon
He's
Sun
not.
thing.
he's a member of a brass band.
Yeah, remember a
I
brass.
mean Yutaka is a member of the brass band as well. That
Yeah.
might be something.
Yeah.
Yes.
Something
Yutaka-
about maybe there's some hidden trick, you join that brass band and then suddenly you're like one of the best players on the game.
Dude, Tesper Jeng also was a member of the brass band, man.
Oh
Holy
no, the
crap.
Jang! It's the Jang!
The Jang.
The Jeng also a brass band member, man.
Wow, even in everything, Jasper
Yeah,
somehow makes it.
Also, it says on Penta's bio that he's been playing Sound Vortex for more than 10 years. So that says a lot about his
I mean,
determination as
I
well.
mean, yeah, he's been like, and in case trying to qualify with KC since the first one.
Holy
And-
crap.
So yeah,
And I was talking about how Ball played once and he instantly was first seed from the beginning.
Right.
Penta and Picotech played an insane amount. I think Penta played way more than even Picotech even. Like double the
no,
Picotech.
Picotex played 190, 198 is like the highest one, I think. I
198
don't know how many times Penta played, but I'm pretty sure Picotex
It was-
played 198.
Penta played a lot, dude. I saw the number. It was ridiculous. I didn't like. I would just stop by then, bro. I'm sorry.
This is what you call the grind set.
the grind,
grind
the
set,
Sigma
yeah.
grind set.
Penta grind set.
The Penta
Yeah.
grind set.
I don't think me personally mentally I would be able to grind that hard as well. So
Yeah.
These guys
it's
have-
definitely like a skill.
these guys have determination for sure.
Definitely. And yeah, old heads.
Yeah, I really do hope that this team at least make it to the semi-final. I do think they can do it. It's a bit hard for them, but I do think they can do it. I really want them to succeed.
It's just a very likable group of vets, and I really want who've been contributing to the game in so many ways. They really are. It's just like the ambassador team. Like if you want to bring, like if you're like part of an organization, if you want to bring like certain people to represent your like organization or something, you bring these three guys.
Yeah. Speaking of wishing people doing well, what are you guys' personal favorites? Like among all of these teams?
I have always been an outspoken APINA fan for ever since the first
Of
BPL.
course.
I really think they put together a really special team. I also like low-key support Silkhat. Underdogs, very big factor in that, and
Yes.
I do hope that this unproven Silkhat team so far will do very well in this front. So yeah, what about you guys actually? What about you, Zave? Who are your personal picks?
Personally, I really want, like I said, I really want Leisureland to make it far. I even win. I don't think they'll win. I don't think they are solid enough, but I really hope that they at least can make it to the semi-finals. But as for another team I really want to see do well is GiGO, because they have been around for a really long time. They've been jumping from game to game, like trying to find the game that suits them. Like the two top players, Horai and
Shiron, yeah.
Shiron. Like especially for Shiron, cause it's like is really like I mean, speaking as like a person who played a lot of Reflect Bait also, it's really like saddening to see like your game go down the gutter.
Right.
Especially after you've been playing like most
So
of your
long.
life, spending most of your like rhythm game like
Like
playing
career,
life
yeah.
on a game that eventually like failed.
Didn't-
kind
Yeah,
of.
it really is unfortunate.
Yeah, it's damn unfortunate. It's damn sad for him. I really hope that Shiron can do well in this BPL Sobotex, so that at least he can prove to himself and to everyone like, yeah,
I am
seriously
that
try
good.
to make something out of it rather than like just wallow in like shit. No
Yeah.
more Reflect Beat, no more U beat kind of like deal.
Will the comeback be real? We will find
Yeah,
out.
I
We will
hope
find
it's real. I hope it's real.
I hope, yeah. I'm also rooting for GiGO. Seems like they have a very seasoned group of players. How about you, Terminus? What's your favorite team out of like the bunch? I guess.
Honestly, if I'm going for my mind, I would go for Leisureland. But if I'm going with my heart, I've been supporting SUPERNOVA Tohoku for the first 2 seasons of BPL 2DX already. So my heart goes
Oh,
to-
not because of Hachishaku.
It's actually because of Willow.
Oh shit.
Yeah, Willow.
He's been the big man himself. Look,
Yeah.
I really became a really like big fan when he was fighting against Dinosaur on the first season. On
Yeah,
that
the
on that
Timepiece
on that
phase
match
2.
that determined that determined their semi-final entrance.
Yeah, timepiece phase 2.
Timepiece Phase 2 CN. Wait, was it the CN version or was it
It was
just the
CN.
normal?
It was CN.
Yeah, it was the
Alright,
CN version.
man.
Holy crap!
Oh.
Holy crap!
When he
Yeah.
he let go the last hold, he was already like almost half crying.
Yeah. Then that made me like, all right, my heart supports Supernova Tohoku.
Hopefully
And
the-
besides, I feel like Toride has actually a really good contender for the title, but too bad, Mini exists, so
Yeah,
It's
it's
literally JP Soundboard sync right now.
yeah,
You're good, but sorry, Mini exists.
it's like running ninja running towards like the goal, and then a wall just appears in front of your way, and then you crash your head against it or something.
this is
Like,
unfortunate. So I do hope Toride can,
Sorry.
help lead the team to victory. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's gonna have a good cast though with Kick and Leon, so hopefully that's
definitely.
true. That's true. Yeah, I hope. But yeah, pretty even spread actually. I'm supporting APINA Cat, Xavier's supporting Leisureland and what was that, GiGO and
GiGO, yeah.
and yeah, Terminus here, Supernova and
Leisureland as
too,
well, yep.
which is pretty cool. Too bad those jerseys are expensive, but yeah.
Oh,
It's okay. It's okay. We can still probably think about it. Yeah, we can. It's okay. But yeah, it's a bit, yeah. But yeah, I guess this is our analysis of all the players pretty much, and very very interesting. We ended up talking for almost 2 hours now, which is really
shit.
I think there was just too many good
Yeah,
facts about the players and stuff.
yeah. So many of these players are like veterans for like 10 years, and some of them are even like just newer players, like like Misobi, like people like I would say
Dupe
yeah
is a
Deku.
really relatively newcomer as well.
Yeah, and then there's even like interesting factors too, like Mahina being the first Grow player, and Leisureland being full of these vets trying to prove something, finally after so long. They have a chance. And yeah,
These are all many different players that I look up to, and I hope that they will
They
be
do.
able to do well.
yeah, really. I just really hope that this will be a really, really fun tournament to watch overall. And yeah, and this is like one last thing that I'm probably going to be bringing up, which is they're doing something different here, which is they're separating the teams into 2 leagues. There's going to be a League L, the left league, and the right league.
Oh
I guess
yeah, the double bracket.
the double bracket. So I guess the group stages are gonna be mostly contained here. So it's gonna be APINA VRAMeS versus APINA for Group L will be APINA VRAMeS, GiGO, Game Panic, and TRADZ. And I think Game Panic will have kind of a hard time. I guess depends, but yeah.
To be honest, right? Like, it seems the skill level seems very skewed.
Yeah, it's very very high here.
It's very skewed. Like, the left league is like a lot more scarier than the right league.
Yes.
Yeah, the right
agree.
league is Silk Cat, Supernova Tohoku, round 1, and Leisureland, which is like that's left is gonna be a black fight till black and blue for like the left team.
Yeah,
the left league, I would
the
say.
left side is really a bloodbath, man.
You
like-
really about now.
That's what
Like,
the Japanese
probably on
say.
paper, GiGO is like we did on message just now. GiGO is like probably the weakest team on paper, but there are a lot of factors in like tournament. As a tournament, like they will definitely surprise in a few matches.
It's basically what
how the
everyone
current
says,
like
right?
like how the
Yeah.
current like GiGO BPL team did in like the last week as well.
They really just pull out all the stops and won freaking
The left league is the Yabai league.
Yeah, it's so skewed, man. What the heck?
It's crazy. It's insane. Like
Yeah.
there's people like Murakami, CH, Yuichi, Horai, and Shiron, and Yobate, and Kainaru,
Yeah.
and Chia, and
My goodness.
Misobi and Waniro.
It's crazy, man. The left side is just nuts, man.
It's insane. It's insane. The right one, I do kind of feel like Bowl's gonna be a very, very big factor for round 1, and they could
Yeah.
possibly lead. Possibly though.
Personally, I do think Bo is the strongest player, so yeah, Bo is probably whichever match that Bo gets assigned to, he's gonna be like, yeah, sure, easy points, man. Kind of
Like
deal.
you, kind of like Yutaka, I guess, for team.
Yeah.
round,
Yeah,
which
kind
is
of like
a few-
Yutaka and Dolce in like the
Bo,
2DX BPL.
Bo is probably like the Yutaka right now in the
Pretty
Sound
much.
Vortex BPL.
Yeah.
Pretty much, but we don't know. We don't know. We've seen Ball perform in tourneys. We've seen Ball perform personally. Definitely top of the line already. But you know, this is gonna be week by week. They're gonna be recording the matches like day in day out. So not so in like over 4 days, I would say.
We'll see whose season this is.
We'll see. Pretty much,
Yeah.
yeah, pretty much. But yeah, a lot of players unfortunately didn't make it. But you know, hopefully they'll get their chance in the next BPL. And yeah, we can just hope that this current BPL would be really, really good.
all
yeah,
I
guess-
want to do now is to watch some games, man.
Well, I just let's do some video games, okay?
Dude, I want to like the thing I'm most excited for, like I think I said earlier, is like I really want to like watch the matches and like, oh shit, it's a new song. Oh shit, this new songs chart looks so cool. I'm gonna play it right after the tournament, right after the matches that week. Then on the weekend I'll just go down and like play the new songs. Like that's the best case scenario for me.
Talking to you
Yeah.
guys about it has made me very, very excited for it. So yeah,
Yeah,
hopefully
I
it
just
happens
wanna
soon.
feel-
That would be so hype and so cool, man. Like imagine like playing like songs updated just that week because like the VPL, the esports scene that you're following is just like, hey yo guys, we drop new content, and
Every
then
week.
you can play this new content the next day. They're like, dude, what the heck? That's so cool.
I hope that that's the release schedule though. But yeah, that seems like they record in advance and they plan the releases slowly. So yeah, hopefully that'll be the case. But yeah, there's been weekly Voltex updates. So yeah, we could probably see that.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I look
I
for.
hope
I just personally look forward to the passion and the excitement of all of the matches that might come up. We've seen a lot of close games in the 2DX BPL season 2, so I'm hoping it'll be the same for Sound Vortex.
Exactly. I'm
I
very,
guess,
very
I
excited.
think
for
I
this
guess
too.
that's what we are all hoping for, like
Hell yeah.
competitive games and not just like whitewashers, like quite a lot of the games in like BPL
Season
season
one.
one to
Yes.
Season one there's a lot of washes, but season
Yeah.
2 was ridiculous. There's so many draws.
It's good.
It's good.
not so many
It's
draws.
very-
It's so competitive. Like
It was so good.
like so many teams were like they weren't even losing by like 4 points, 6 points.
There were- yeah, there was
losing by
less
like
blowouts.
2 points, 3 points. And like, what the heck, man?
Yeah, it's like that category A thing really changed the thing. So the
Yeah.
final match being 11s, that really changed a lot of things.
Yeah.
But yeah, my goodness, I'm so excited now. I just want to watch. I just hope it's like I now want the matches to be like tomorrow or something, you know.
Hell. I mean, yeah, honestly, same. But,
But
yeah.
will we know when they're actually fighting? Like, they're actually competing?
they,
Soon.
I don't know. I think
I think I pulled up something before with regards to it. Let me just
Alright.
I think
Like, I've
I
never-
remember seeing like the PPL calendar. Like the first game is for this is supposed to be on like.
Oh,
the 10th
I
of
found it.
November.
Oh, I found it.
Alright,
Somehow. So okay. The recording they're gonna start recording from next month. So I think we can start expecting it from next month. And the quarterfinal and semifinals will be recorded January.
Oh,
Ooh.
And
Okay.
then the final stages will be live. Will be broadcasted live March 2023, which is gonna be quite a while. So
Ooh.
we're gonna have a lot of matches, I assume.
dude, we're gonna get the boys Sound Vortex version.
Yeah, no, I don't know. Maybe it's gonna be different boys because you know the boys are back again.
Yeah. So are we gonna get the boys but Sound Vortex?
Hopefully, I don't know. Maybe the Voltex.
The boys.
The boys are back.
The
Okay,
boys.
Okay. So, but yeah, I think that pretty much concludes our entire like rundown of what happened in the BPL draft. We're all very excited, and you know if whenever you're watching this right now, if you've somehow watched this to the end, I hope you'll be very excited too. I'll edit this down because you know I was an idiot and I forgot to change the audio source, so I think there's gonna be some parts of the audio just completely blank. But it was only when we were talking about the theme songs, so it's okay. But yeah, the most of the audio I saw seems to have been retained. So yeah, okay.
Sick,
This is just
man.
this is just me being candid about it. But you know, we've always been informal. And yeah, like I said, you're gonna see more of these guys. I am going to enlist a lot more people than this for like this Sound Vortex BPL. But you know, these lads are probably gonna be around sometimes. So yeah, I hope you guys
And-
will enjoy watching the streams with me and them.
And regarding to me about like my webcam is like I
He's too lazy.
will
He's too
find
lazy.
a way to get like a webcam set up. Basically, just me getting a laptop, lah. But
Pretty
Yeah.
much. He would, yeah.
Oh,
Today it was just a special thing, so yeah.
yeah,
Kind
yeah,
of
yeah.
just like-
So don't worry about it, guys. You'll see me in a future stream someday somewhere.
he will not just be a picture of Hayami Kanade from the Island Masters. Okay. We're talking about other things now, but yeah. I guess we could probably properly conclude. So yeah. No more. I think that was our ending thoughts. So you know what? We can probably just stop the recording now. I guess we could probably just wave out to the audience goodbye, and yeah. We just hope that the BPL will be great. So yeah, you can wave to the camera, Terminus. I don't think you need to do anything. Just say bye-bye. Just say bye-bye, Nagisa. All right. Bye, everybody. Goodbye.
I'm waving, but you can't see me. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much.